Bikinis, Sun and Fun, Supercross, mother-daughter team. Tonight we're interviewing Crispy Bikinis, the two founders. They're a mother-daughter team, and we're going to be learning about how they've used imagery online to grow their business into an empire.
Stay tuned. Hello and welcome to episode 63 of Soho Insights, brought to you by Parallels. The company behind Plus Control Panel, the control panel you need to use if you host your website anywhere as a small office, home office business. All of our web hosting clients do. And Ovali, where we empower small office, home office businesses by providing you with web hosting, email, voice over IP, and web conferencing in one place that speaks your language. Hello, I'm Kathy.
And I'm Jen, and tonight, like I said, we are talking to the ladies behind the bikini brand, Crispy Bikinis. And if you haven't heard of them yet, you're going to fall in love this evening. I can guarantee it. They're a mother-daughter team, and they're going to be They're going to be talking to us about how they've been able to use imagery within their online marketing to bring in customers to sell bikinis all over the world. I mean, they have a pretty insane operation happening. They're in Southern California, and so this is definitely going to be an episode you're going to watch through the very end. And if you're not interested in imagery and how you can use it in your own small office, home office business, if you're a dude or anyone that appreciates a good bikini, you'll want to watch.
Yes, our producer's happy.
Yeah. It's going to be a fun one. So before we get started, Mom and I just wanted to talk briefly about if any of you from the hosting industry are watching. We're very excited to have you tuning in
for the first time.
Yeah, we just got back from the Parallels hosting conference. Which
in Orlando, Florida, which we live in Washington. So I think it was pouring down rain the day we left and came back too. And it was 80 degrees in Orlando and beautiful.
It's very depressing.
Yes, but we did get out a couple times. But we got to see for the first time what the industry is really like, because we're over here in our offices working in our own little situation. So it was eye-opening.
Well, we did a little video too that we tried to bring in some of the stuff that we did, because we went on a bona fide, business trip, and we used some of our services at the same time, and so we tried to make it so that it would be a fun. This is what Kathy and Jen, mother-daughter team, did while they were out and about, and this is the services that we use to bring all of that together. So
our partners Parallels put this summit on, and they sponsor this show, and I have to say a shout out to the best ice bar party I've
my
ever
goodness,
been
these
to.
guys know how to party.
The CEO played the last song.
He played the Stones. Yeah,
I think they all stayed late, but
there was vodka bars in the morning. There was
Bloody Mary bars. in the morning,
it was
too.
pretty intense. We did not partake in any of that, unfortunately. But it was a great scene. There was a lot of stuff that we learned. Mom's best takeaway that she had was the Guy Kawasaki.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen, as you could see, all the books that we've actually listened to on Audible, and then I buy them to keep. And Guy Kawasaki, I actually got to be in a small room with about 30 people, and I got to actually listen to the behind the scenes of Guy Kawasaki. I'm such a huge fan, so very impressed and learned a lot this whole past week, not just from Guy, but everybody. Fun.
Really fast before we talk about our sponsor Parallels more, I just wanted to say that my big takeaway from Guy Kawasaki was that he said something about there's always less skin to be put in the game, or like less risk by saying yes to things, to come into a conversation with the idea of saying yes than saying no, I'm not going to do that for you, I'm not going to help you out. By saying yes, people are less likely to take advantage of you. There are always some instances here and there that people will, but on most cases they don't, and then they feel like they owe you something back. And I thought that was interesting because I thought through the whole conference, all these dudes would come up, and they came up with the idea of, yes, they are going to help you out with your business. Whereas if we go to a women's conference, I swear,
it's different.
All of the women's, they come up to you, and this is generalization, of course. So I don't mean to say that this is with everyone we've been to, but the idea is no, you need to pay me for my time. No, I'm not going to share too much because I've worked so hard to get to this point. No, I'm not going to do this for you because I'm busy. Yeah, but those
men just would it was wonderful. Yeah, we heard so much great information.
Yeah, so really fast before we get into Crispy Bikinis, who are going to be sharing all about...
Wait, I have one more. Guy Kawasaki said, and we just told the Crispy Bikini ladies too, that he recommends that everybody watch the Justin Bieber movie, Never Say Never. I'm saying this on our little video, but I think it's a must for marketing. I think he did a great job in that Web 2.0.
His team did a good job.
It's just really, it's good to watch. It's kind of fun, hour and a half to watch. So
yeah. So getting into Parallels. Who are they? Who are these people that are sponsoring Soho Insights, and why does it matter for a small office, home office business? Parallels provides the Plesk panel that we use in our own hosting company. And it's a control panel that was made for the small business owner that doesn't necessarily have the ability to rely on a design or marketing team to help them set up simple things like email addresses, manage the hosted applications like their CRM, or even doing some simple website maintenance. The team at Parallels really cares about the end user and takes the time to research products and applications that every small business owner needs. The control panel is easy to navigate. As you see here, this is the storefront where you're able to basically just say one-click install for a lot of these applications that we all use within our small business. Web Presence Builder is a big deal right now. It was launched, the newest version, not too long ago, and you're able to easily drag and drop modules and creating e-commerce shops, image galleries, all sorts of great things. Our clients actually call us to say how much they enjoy it. So it should be easy for all business owners to be able to launch their own websites and emails. Parallels Plus Control Panel ensures that every business owner can do that with just a few clicks. So head on over to ovalite.tv/parallels to find out more about how Parallels can make your life and the lives of many small business owners that much easier.
Yay! Very good. And thank you, Parallels.
Yeah, so now we wanted to get in and talk to you about the lovely ladies that are on the line. Can we get them up? I don't know what to do with my hands tonight. I don't know what it is. If there's
this new mic. It's the new mic.
Hi, ladies. Can you hear us? Yay! Yes. Woohoo! Perfect.
Welcome.
Yeah. So I don't know. Have you watched Talladega Nights? And there's a part where Will, what's his name? Will Ferrell. Yeah. And he's like, I don't know what to do with my hands. Every once in a while, I have those moments with video.
At least your nails look good.
Where should I? Oh, I know. I painted them Ovalite blue.
Very good.
So anyway, thank you so much for joining us, ladies. I've been a huge fan of Crispy Bikinis.
Hello, me too.
I know that, but I found them.
Yes, you did.
So
you found them.
Well, I don't know. I shouldn't say that, but I think I saw you guys first on Twitter and found the connection. I always get excited whenever I meet somebody that has partnered with their parent in some way.
Yeah, there's not many of us.
Yeah, so yeah, I found them on Twitter, and then I actually did a profile of them on YFE, and I fell in love with their brand. And it's actually one of those brands that I check back on Facebook to see what they're doing.
Yes. Huge fan of them.
Yeah, so I think whatever they've been doing with Imagery is fantastic. So, ladies, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourselves?
You took my question.
I know, sorry. It just kind of flowed nicely into it. Anyway.
Go ahead.
Well, thank you guys so much for having us on. We are huge fans of yours, too. I mean, I don't think you found us, Jen. I think I found you like 2 years ago or 3 years ago when I was just looking for information on female entrepreneurs. So, and then we ended up coming back together here in the Twitter world. So thank you so much for having us here on your awesome show.
We're excited. I should say you are Sue and Christine.
Christina.
I'm Christina.
Sorry, yeah. Christina.
I'm Sue, the mom.
Yay! Okay, so why don't you go ahead and ask the next
Tell us about yourselves.
Well, I guess I'll start. I'm Sue. Nice to meet everybody and see everybody out there. I'm first and foremost a mom, and I've got two amazing kids. I've got Christina here, who partners in the business with me, and then I have just an amazing son named Cooper, who just turned 17. And this is a whole new thing for us. I mean, I've spent my whole life in business, and I've had, you know, great jobs and worked for amazing companies. I was a buyer for Nordstrom for about 15 years, and then I was a corporate national marketing trainer for Thomasville. You might be familiar with the company, a furniture company, for 8 or 9 years. So I just have a lot of time in business working with great people, and I'm so excited to now have started this new venture back in April 2009, where we've now met a whole new crew of people, and it's just been amazing. It's been a struggle, but it's been an amazing period for us as a family and business-wise, learning a whole bunch of new stuff. That's me. I'm Sue.
Awesome.
And I'm Christina. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah, I was just going to ask Christina, tell us about yourself.
Yes.
I'm Christina, and I'm 22.
Wow.
And we moved out here to Canyon Lake when I was probably in the 4th grade. So I grew up in this little tiny bubble community on 2 man-made lakes. And, you know, I just always have grown up in my bathing suit, pretty much. My dad was a surfer. I was on the swim team. And now we started Crispy Bikinis, so that's my life.
And her brother's a wakeboarder, so
yeah, so it goes hand in hand.
Spend a lot of time on the boat.
And when I graduated high school, I was actually supposed to go to the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising. But the same year that I graduated high school, my parents had separated. So everything kind of changed. So I had to get my first job. I started managing a gymnastics gym, but I always wanted to be a fashion designer. So kind of led us back to doing this.
And just ironically, that same year after I was married I'm still married, but we were married for almost 25 years. That same year, I lost my job. I was definitely a part of the California economy and was laid off from my most amazing love job. And we were actually financially kind of forced to figure out what are we going to do in the interim till I go back to work. And Christina just one day out of the blue just said, gosh, you know what, let's just start. I said, why don't we start like an online business? Because that way, if I do get a job right away, we can still kind of manage it during the evenings or weekends or whatever. And she's like, let's do bikinis. And back at this time, I didn't know how to sew.
She would do stuff too. Back then, the only swimwear you had, well, for me, living on the lake, was Target or $300 bikinis. So what we would do, we used to buy bikinis like online in Brazil or Costa Rica, and they'd ship them to us, and then she would do different details so they'd be different.
We would add things to it. We would modify them. We would scrunch them. We would add ties. We would add different layers of fabric, and we kind of modified them because she wasn't a bikini so often. She needed a lot of variety, and she just didn't want to look like everybody else at the beach or at the lake or on the boat or whatever. So we really kind of had tapped into it prior to starting the company, but this is where we ended up. So. And actually, when we started the company, we had no idea that it was going to turn into what it turned into. We thought it was going to be an interim, temporary, get us through the next 3 months type of a thing. And here we are 3 years later, you know, working 20 hours a day, getting a lot of bikinis out to our customers that we adore and love. So it's turned into a really cool thing.
Well, the economy now, too, is kind of forced a lot of people to do these kind of things. And it's really nice to talk to somebody that has some success with starting a business with your family, too, and doing it online, which is really good for the business model, too.
Yeah, we, you know, because I had lost my job and we didn't have, we had to live financially as well as, you know, start up this business. So the fact, you know, the thought of opening a store was out of the question. Yeah. You know, we just really had a lot of obstacles that we had to really creatively think our way around. And we've turned into extremely resourceful people, and we've surrounded ourselves with people that are amazingly talented and amazingly generous with their time and their talents to really help us build this business. I mean, it looks like there's just the two of us here, but really we have a family that's gotten us to this point. Not a literal family, but also a family of
Bikini family.
Yeah.
The Bikini.
That's cute.
I wish I could say the Bikini family. So where'd you get the name Crispy Bikinis?
Crispy's actually a nickname that I got in high school, stemming from Christina, my first name. And from what I've been told, it was just because my first name, and then I had a very certain way I liked to dress in high school. I was very like into clean lines and white and colors and wearing monochromatic colors. So it was just very crispy and clean, I guess. So that's how we named the business, Crispy Bikinis.
I had some other names I'm glad we didn't use.
What were some of the other names?
Yeah, I'm curious.
I don't.
No, you don't want to say.
But Crispy is a fun name too, because Kathy, like you, I really love to read and learn from other people that have already walked in these shoes, and I know, just studying marketing and things like that well after we've already named the company, that the name Crispy is it rolls off the tongue nicely. It's a fun name to say. It's something that we see, taking us a long way in different avenues of business, not just in the bikini line. So it's we're really happy with it.
You kind of take a second look at that name too. It's like Crispy Bikinis. So I think that is a very good idea.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right. So share with us a little bit about your company culture.
Well, our company is really based on our lifestyle. I mean, we work out of our home studio. We have surrounded ourselves again with our bikini family that is fairly local and very interested in the things that we're interested in. There's a lot of, it's just a really cool culture. We're very positive. I mean, if you follow us on Facebook or on Twitter, we're always trying to spread sunshine to people, and we live that way. I mean, we're happy people.
That's why I like you so much too, because we're from Santa Barbara and we moved to Washington State. So I need that sunny culture, and you give it to us very nicely, and we'll keep talking about how you give it to us. But I think that's why I love following you too, besides the beautiful bikinis.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Christina does like a song of the day that really kind of sets the pace for how our day is going to go here,
or what's inspiring us.
Yeah, in the office. So we try to.
Yeah, we try to put you guys as close to our headquarters.
Yeah,
here as possible.
And we've been so blessed to have a group of consumers, a huge group of consumers, that really love what we love. They love music. They love the beach. They love a casual lifestyle. They love fashion. They love business. They love entrepreneurship. And so it's just been a really cool collaboration with our Crispy Bikinis team, as well as like our consumers are part of what we do. They're a big part of, we consider them part of our group, or our, of really helping us develop the right product. And I mean, there's so many ways that our customers have taught us a lot, and we try to, do right by them every day.
Nice. I think I told you this already, but since I did the YFE profile, I've had a number of bikini companies actually ask to be profiled on the blog too. And it's interesting because you guys really, you think about who it is that is going to be wearing your bikini, where they're going to be at when they do it, what they're listening to, what kind of food they like, what's important to them. Like you do on the blog, it had images like your inspiration file of a beach.
I know.
And like a resort. And then you, like you were saying, you have the music that's played on Facebook. You have on Instagram, I've seen images of like your meals, what you eat and stay healthy.
The wines and the drinks.
Yeah, and the girls that you photograph are all very healthy looking. So you really paint a picture of where I'm able to look at it and say, yes, I want that lifestyle, or yes, I fit into that. So I associate myself with your brand. It's just so smart, and I really appreciate that about the brand.
Yes.
Yeah, so we wanted to ask you, go into a little bit more about the sales process and how, we are talking about imagery, but how is it that someone finds you and then is pulled into the purchasing decision?
Yes.
If that makes sense.
And we have other pictures here too.
Well, you want to say that?
Yeah, well, a lot of people from our stats and stuff, a lot of people find us through our blog and definitely through our Facebook. And then they come to the website, and I think one of the biggest things that pulls people into relating to our product is the fact that we don't go to an agency and hire a model. The girls that are in our pictures live down the street from us, and they're very good looking, but the customer can go there and say, oh my gosh, that girl has the same butt as me or the same natural breast as me, and they can really put themselves in the suit as opposed to seeing it on Giselle or, some top model that they get it and they're like, wait, this doesn't look the same, So I think they can really base a judgment off the pictures of what will work for them and their body.
Well, and I think they see like the beauty in the girls too, and the sincerity in the girls, and that when we're out doing a photo shoot, we have an amazing photographer, Tristan Callis Photography, and when we're out shooting with him and the girls are all together, there's so much life, like there's so much love, and it's all real, and it's just we really love how he can capture that and then put it into the picture, so you guys who are up in Seattle can get that same feeling, like they can see the lifestyle and just really capture that. We don't want to just hire, a stick model. We really want someone who loves us, who we love, and that really wants to, be a part of this whole process. And we've been, so grateful and thankful for the people that we've worked with since we've started.
A shout out to that photographer of yours, because he really gets that beach scene too that I just go nuts over whenever you're out on location like that too. I love it.
Yeah, he's really fun.
No, I have to agree. So, all right. So let's back up a little bit. Let's talk about where you are at online. Because, we have a number of our hosting clients will call us and say, business isn't going so great. And we say, oh, well, get up on Facebook. Make sure you've got all of your places covered. But not only are you up on your Facebook page, where you have
the image
over 20,000 fans, but you're also on Twitter. I mean,
please
tell us
follow
a little bit
them
more about
on all of these.
Tell us a little bit more about where you are at online, and maybe even talk about why you chose to be there.
Well, we're on our biggest networking is definitely Facebook, where I think we started that Facebook when Facebook was up and coming, when it passed kind of just for college kids and the masses were getting into Facebook. So we've had that for a while, and that was our main. We didn't have any advertising budget, so that was our main way to reach people, and
to get our name out there, because if we like Christina said, we did not have a budget for advertising. We couldn't just go place an ad and hope people would see us. We didn't know how to really connect because we didn't have a store either. So we just thought, let's take advantage of this free outlet, which is Facebook. And then
you can be friends with anybody, anywhere in the world. It's not like sending a mailer out in your neighborhood. You're reaching different countries.
Right. I mean, we talked earlier, Jen, we have a huge consumer base in Australia, a huge consumer base in Canada. We have great customers out in Dubai. We have customers in Germany. I mean, without Facebook, we wouldn't have that. Without Facebook, we probably wouldn't be alive today, because that's where we were able to capture all our customers. And from that, obviously, then we just realized how important it was to our business. So we started Twitters, and then we started the blog. Christina has had the blog for quite a long time. It was kind of a personal thing for her, and now it's a business.
Well, and I think that's important too. No matter where you are, it's important to just keep posting, even if you think no one's looking at it. There's someone looking at it and following you guys.
Well, the Instagram too. I love your both of you do the Instagram, right?
Yeah, yes. We all Twitter. Well, my mom Twitters, I Twitter, and then we have the Bikini Twitter. And the same with Instagram.
Yeah, we just started the Bikini Twitter because Christina's Twitter actually used to be the Bikini Twitter.
And I'm not as cookie cutter as company Twitter should be. So
right. I had to tame her down. I'm like, you know what? We need to open a new one, because some of the stuff you say may not be appropriate for a company Twitter. So we just started the Crispy Bikinis Twitter, I think, last month.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's a new Twitter.
And maybe tell us a little bit about, in case anyone doesn't know, you're also on Pinterest. What is Instagram and what is Pinterest? In case
Instagram is that instant picture you can take, and I always find Instagram to be very positive. You're not scrolling through your Twitter and reading negativity. So Instagram's like a way to keep your day positive. Pinterest, we just actually started a company Pinterest. We both have personal Pinterest, but on those I like to just find things that inspire me, or if I find something and I want to share it. I think it's important too to like not always just post your brand's images, you know, post things that inspire you, because that might inspire someone else and say, oh my gosh, I have the same taste as the girls of Crispy do. So
yes, and I agree.
So and we're just now kind of getting, and we both have had our own Pinterest for a while, but we're now trying to really get the Crispy Bikinis Pinterest to help push merchandise as well and reach another crowd that we maybe aren't reaching on Facebook and Twitter. So it's in development.
Yeah, it's interesting. I just read a lot up on Pinterest before we are talking, and apparently Pinterest is doing some interesting things with their terms of and conditions. Terms of conditions.
Is that a good thing?
No, not so good.
Why do they always
but maybe
ruin
it's good for
things?
photographers. I don't know. We'll have to see and look into it a little bit more. But I do have to agree with you. I've heard a lot of retailers that are super successful on it, especially like Home Decor and Etsy, different places like that have just boosted their sales off of Pinterest. But also, just personally, I find people, I think there was some kind of little photo earlier on Facebook that said, Pinterest is where I go to realize I should be friends with this person, and Facebook is where I go to realize I should hate them or something like that. So I agree. When I follow people on Pinterest, it's more of like, okay, I have the same taste as you. What else are you doing? Where else can I follow you? So
The gluten-free environment or whatever, you get to see that on the Pinterest.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so really fast, going back into how people make purchases, what network do you think brings you the most sales? I know you said that Facebook is really responsible for growing your business. Is it also the best one that converts people into, you know, not just window shoppers, but into buyers?
Big question.
Yeah, I think so. And we talk one-on-one with our consumers. Like we personally meet if there's questions or customs or anything. Any question a consumer has, they directly speak with Christina or myself, and we will see through, you know, whether they end up purchasing or not. We'll make sure that we are giving them the best service that we can and answering every single question that we can for them. And but I think we really generate that volume through Facebook, because we'll do a custom bikini for someone, and Christina will take like a Polaroid of it, throw it up on Instagram, or move it over to Instagram, and that night we'll sell 15 of them. It's just like one of those things. It'll be like a little custom something that, we find adorable, and the customer kind of designed themselves, and it turns into, a hot seller for us. So we've been blessed to have our customers help us with the design process.
Keep us creative.
Yeah.
Okay, night and day from Jen and I doing hosting. If we threw out a server and put it on Instagram, wouldn't sell.
No, not.
So bikinis, and plus you didn't. Do we have questions? You didn't talk about. There's a whole bunch of images going up right now.
We're gonna get to the monster thing because everyone's probably looking at these images thinking, "Wait a second." But really fast. So. Just to clarify to everyone that's watching, you sell only online, right? And you've never had to spend any money on advertising. Am I right on that?
We've never spent any money on advertising.
I love it.
We sell online, but we also, with my son's wakeboarding, we travel. He does the wakeboarding pro tour, so we travel the tour and we do pop-up shops.
And we bring the models.
So we bring them up. The girls come and we set up a cute little booth for 2 days or whatever. And so we've done that, and that's really, really fun for us. And then we do some local, stuff around here. They have little fairs and stuff in this funny place we live in, and we do that.
Yeah, so these business owners, Crispy Bikinis they're a small home office business that's doing some major
20,000 fans on their
major
Facebook
moving.
page.
So just because you're out of your home office or a home studio and you don't have a shop on Main Street doesn't mean that you're left for dead. They've been really creative, especially with all these images you guys are doing.
Yes.
It's crazy. And so you're able to really fall in love with you without having to be walking into your store and seeing
a lot of overhead gone in that
crazy amount of overhead. Yes. I don't know about rent where you guys are, but even in our tiny town, it's $5,000 a month for a tiny place.
Yes. So.
Yeah.
So
we actually have plans for the end of 2013 to actually open a Crispy Bikinis walk-in store down in San Diego, but that's a year ahead.
San Diego. Oh, I love that place too.
That'll about months, but right now. It's, you know, so that is a plan for us.
So
Very
let's
nice.
talk a little bit about the monster thing. So my husband, I dirt bike with him. His family's always been really
can't
into
believe
dirt
my
bikes.
daughter dirt bikes.
And so Supercross is something. Saturday he went down to the bar to go watch. And it's funny, I told him, I said, I know the women that design the tops for the Supercross girls. And so now it's a thing. He's came back and he said,
I saw them.
I saw the girls, they were wearing the tops and everything. And I was pretty proud of myself for knowing that.
So this image that we're showing is pretty cool.
Which one is it?
We're looking at the Maxim Monster Girls.
Those are shot by Tristan, our Tristan Callis.
It's funny how that happened. Music has always been really inspiring to me, and when we were, you know, doing the modifications to the other swimwear, I said, can you ever make like a bikini out of a t-shirt? Or like if I bought a Led Zeppelin t-shirt, could you make a bikini out of it? And my mom was like, I don't know. Go to Cooper's room, my brother, and grab one of his old shirts, because he had just grown, so he had tons of shirts, and the first one on the top was a Monster t-shirt, which was one of his sponsors. So I went and brought it out to her, and she made a bikini out of it, and I wore it, and there's a picture of me in it, and it was on my MySpace. And probably within 35 minutes after that picture was on my MySpace, the wardrobe, she's the agent, but she's also in charge of the wardrobing, you know, wrote me a message and was like, I need to talk to you as soon as possible.
And we're like,
and then, yeah, we were scared that we would get in trouble, but we realized we didn't do anything wrong. And then she called us and she's like, oh my gosh, I'm in love with that. I need, you know, 46 of those for U.S. and Mexico or something like that. And then we ended up meeting with her, and a week later, I was on that Maxim set styling the girls. And
yeah, they had asked after we had our meeting. She's an amazing woman. She's so talented and literally juggles 500,000 things at every minute, and we adore her. She's got a company called The Connection, and she's amazing. But anyway, she right after we had met with her, she said, "Gosh, you know, we're doing the Sexy Girls of Supercross shoot for Maxim. Can you throw together 24 looks for us
out of these
jerseys?" And so Christina and I are just literally going into Christina's closet and finding all her little fun things. And then also the agent, Kelly, collaborated on a lot of things with us. And we put together this collection of outfits. And, you know, literally within the first month before we even named our company, Christina was on a set shooting with Tristan and all the models for Maxim magazine, and 12 pictures, and really an amazing thing. And I was like, you need to like really take a minute and think about what you're doing right now. You're on she had never done anything like this. I'm like, you're on a set. These are going to be, you know, internationally shown pictures. The women are beautiful. The photographer is amazing. And it was just a really great way to kind of delve into this whole.
Wait, and so how old were you then?
Yeah, how old were you?
No, 20.
in 2009?
19 or 20.
19 or 20.
Oh my gosh.
And MySpace.
Yeah. So
is MySpace around anymore? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think they're a music station now or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's impressive.
Yeah, so it was one image, and then all of a sudden you basically had a business going.
It was just literally
fast-paced.
Like a shirt sample that we made up, and it was a backwards picture of her, and on the butt we had the M claw, the monster claw on her booty, and it just turned into our company, really. It was like, we have it hanging up over there on our wall.
Yeah, we still have the bathing suit.
Oh,
that's nice.
So cool.
Such a good story.
Yeah, so I swear, if you haven't looked at crispybikinis.com, definitely check them out, and follow them on Twitter and on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, everywhere they are, because they're such a great example of just being able to paint a picture, like I said, painting a picture of who their customers are and why it is that you want to be attached to their brand, which is so important. And in a service industry, we've been talking a lot about how to do the same thing with our own company. And I'm sure a lot of you that are I'm sure a lot of you that are in the service industry are also saying, okay, well, nuts. The internet's going in this way where we're redoing our homepage, and I swear half of the homepage is a big image. So, and that's just something that's
the
trend that's happening. And so if you're a service-based business, you got to figure out how to do this and make it happen. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much for being on the show tonight. You gave so many great tips that everyone can put into
inspiration to us. And like I said, every morning I get up and I look at that Instagram, and I'm hoping that I see something cool that you guys have sent, because I really enjoy them.
You guys are so nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Can you put up the image again of where we can find them?
Where they can find
again? Because these
and again, you guys will have all of the links over at ovaleye.tv tomorrow. We syndicate the video once we're done with the live feed. We're live every Monday night at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time at ovaleye.tv/live, but we also syndicate to Blip TV, YouTube, and iTunes. And you'll be able to find the episode and all of the links tomorrow and any other day when you've seen it. So, again, ladies, thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate it.
Yes, that was fun.
You guys are the best. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, so
find us on ovaleye.tv. We just had that redone. Thank you, Anne-Marie. We've had so much fun this past week.
This isn't wine, just to let you know.
Apparently she's sick and she's sitting next to me. I'm really thrilled about that. So this is episode 63, just an absolute wonderful episode of great information. Please follow Crispy Bikinis and, of course, ovaleye.com. Thanks, and we'll see you next week.